And yeah, all right. So hey, YouTube, we'll go back here for another cast here. So let me just start this up for us. And so Chinese scene, I want to clarify last. Oh well, they were already in this game. Okay. And also, apparently, I guess this is the first time they're doing their replays instead of live casting. I don't know why. Anyways, spawning here in the bottom right as the red Protoss, it will be... Oh, poopsies. I gotta remember these players' names. I apologize. I forget what... Because they both have Fung in their names, so I am slightly lacking in our ability to read this. But anyway. Alright, so it's actually gonna be... Feng Shao is Protoss. Feng Shao is Protoss. Okay. So Feng Shao is Protoss. The red Protoss spawning in the bottom right and spawning in the bottom left as the yellow Zerg. It will be Feng Zi. I wish their names had some translation, but honestly speaking, they actually just have. Well, they just have their names translated. That's all they have. So I apologize for that. And in other news, what else is there? Well, not much really. But it looks like a 4GF from Feng Zi right here, and I haven't seen these players live. I haven't seen these players actually play before, so I apologize for not knowing their styles as much I would know for like Sai or something like that. But yep. Readjusting its levels right there, and the map is going to be Fighting Spirit and all this fun stuff. And to note, I think I finally found a consistent schedule that the C-OSL operates at. I have, if I haven't told you this in the previous cast or whatever, I have Callie has invited me to the QQ group, which is kind of like the Skype, IM, Facebook, YouTube, Game Central thingy, multi-social media device thing that, and we have a 9 pool. No, we had an overpool that will go into a hatch. Okay, so nothing really cheesy going on. And it's called QQ, but I've had that made because I study Chinese and a lot of Chinese friends use it. So I'm like, all right, cool. But before I talk about any more of that, Feng is doing a really, really, really nice job. Right? I mean, Feng Shao is really doing a really, really nice job of really denying that hatchery. He finally does go down, but after quite the delay. And I like the choice for Feng Shao to at least put down a cannon before Nexus. No, double cannon. Okay, so he does not feel he can deal with that. I'm not really sure how many Lings Feng Zi is really going, and he just changed the colors. Okay. So apparently, before these colors were correct. Not anymore, they're not. But that's okay. Okay, no. Okay, what the hell are you doing, man? Stop changing the frickin' colors. Okay, now they're back to regular colors. Okay, so Feng Zi, who's the Zerg, is now teal. God, like, and now Protoss is white. Okay, so I know they have 2 different casters. I know that from C-OSL. So that being said, they might have their own casting preferences and stuff like that. And this is the best of 5, guys. So awesome, awesome stuff. Oh, okay, so it's actually going to be. Was it Cannon Gate Nexus? Might have been. No, that must have been Nexus. Or he canceled the cannon. Okay. Okay, so he canceled the cannon. Okay, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. But anyway, getting back to the point, what I initially saying. So I have access to the QQ group where I can actually talk to the casters themselves. Now, obviously they don't speak English, so I kind of have to transcribe Chinese for them. And what they tell me, but they pretty much just say Wednesday nights are show matches. Friday nights, Saturday, Sunday, or scheduled events for OSL, I believe. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Thursday do not have content, I believe, for the C-OSL. Just pointing out there, and we do have a 3rd hatch going down there at the 10 or 11 o'clock, whatever you guys want to call it. That top left-hand natural, the top left-hand main base, the natural of that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. And feel free to use the chat if you want. At least for the early stages of the game, because there isn't much to commentate about. And I'm still kind of mad that the Team Liquid didn't update the calendar. But maybe I got shut down. I don't know. I mean, the first cast went up, and we got like 50 people coming in as like a lowest amount of people that showed up. So that wasn't bad. We have Lair and Speed just finishing now for Fungza and Spires going down. So Fungza is not really doing anything very peculiar. I mean, I think I might even go out to say that the Chinese League, maybe it's just so Protoss, at least in ZDP, tend to go pool before hatch or overpool more than I've seen anything else, at least. I mean, just with Sai, I mean, I've casted, 2 best of 5s with him, and he's gone, I believe he's gone, Sai went overpool every game, or 9 pool, whatever you really want to call it. And actually, we have a Ling run by in the main base right here from Fungza right now. He's gotten 2 probes so far, and there isn't really going to be much to deal with this. I mean, goons are not going to be out in time. This cannon's going to have to get canceled right here. Probes are going to start drilling right here. But I mean, even still, I mean, Fungza still has three Lings in here, and if the really bad frame rate of this VOD isn't continuing to give me really low FPS, we can continue on. But I mean, with the Chinese OSL, I don't exactly know what the prize pool to it is. All I know is it's really, really high level. I mean, Chinese level players are probably a little higher level than I'd say in our foreign scene, possibly. Maybe these aren't, I mean, 4CQQ is actually Fengshao, I believe. Fengshao. No. Fungza is the 4, and he's Gosu. He's level 18, so he's actually has the acclaimed name Gosu because he's level 18 or higher. That being said, I mean, being called Gosu tends to mean that you're pretty high level. And I guess it's just high level. But I have to guess, though, that those Lings that were in the main base now that are not killed off, they'd be the equivalent to Zeki Lings, in my opinion. I mean, Zeke's probably one of, if not the best foreigner that we have. And I'd really pay some money to have a show match of, like, Scan versus Zeke. I would love that. That Terran versus Zerg, but... Or just a Chinese player. Scan, if you guys don't know, I mean, he's had some... People in the community sometimes don't like him, sometimes people love Scan. Depends on who you ask. But Scan is level 20, of what I hear. There's no one has reputable information. I can ask him on Skype to verify, but I know he's Gosu level. I know that from watching a stream. Someone asked if he was Gosu, and then he's, yeah. So that's really awesome. But yeah, okay, so we have more gateways, and then we have Templar Archives being thrown down now. Pretty standard. I think like 7 minutes, 8 minutes, around that, because I'm just putting in correlation to when the video started and stuff like that. So maybe around 7:30-ish, 7:30, yeah, 7:30. And we have DTs coming out. So DT Corsair, I mean, this is a very popular build in the CSOL, Chinese OSL. It's just been Corsair DT a lot of the time, and this is a completely different Zerg versus Protoss than players that we're normally used to seeing. And I'm sorry for the same video playing over and over again. Let me change song. Nope. Apparently we're on loop until I can fix Groove Shark, so I apologize. But it's Terran music, so you can't really get too mad at it, right? I hope not. But Corsair DT is a very, very popular build. Alright, we have Speedlots coming out to the natural. That Zealot's not going to get surrounded on. Okay. I mean, I'm thinking I'm kind of like 9 right there. 9 Zealots altogether. And with 3 Sunkens with Mutalisks, and also Mutalisks and, ZVP are gosh darn popular. At least with Sai or Fake Jadong, whatever you want to translate his name to. It is just very, very popular. Honestly speaking, I don't see Mutalisks used that often in foreign scene. I haven't watched as much Gambit Cup as I'd like to, partially because a lot of my free time is during the weekdays, and all the VODs come out on Saturday, and I feel like I'm already at like a disadvantage from watching those games. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. These Mutalisks, though, are actually causing some damage right here. Scourge are cleaning up the Corsair. Oh, not all of them. So two still survive from that engagement. Not bad at all. Mutalisks are coming back in. Gonna deny the third base for a substantial amount of time. And, you know, this is how Zergs win, probably in this matchup, is just prolong. Because you really can't deny that that natural, really. I mean, unless you go all in and try to break down the front door. But oftentimes it just doesn't work, as long as they wall correctly. But with Corsairs, 4 of which, there's no way with cannon support, there's no way these Mutalisks are going to do as much damage as they initially did. Yeah. But maybe the reason for this is just to stall for time. But the issue, though, is like now Mutalisks aren't really doing their job as what they really want to. Yes, they can stall. I mean, you want to use them for some purpose, but ideally you want to use them to go harass your opponent. But because that's not available, I mean, that's not an available option with one Archon, maybe even a second one coming out because it's 2 High Templar. No, he's not going to morph them. Okay. You know, 2 High Templar, an Archon with 4 Corsair. It's going to be hard to get Mutalisks in there to do a lot of damage. We have a Hydra transition that Sai that never went. Sai already went Mutiling every time, and then went to Lurker deck, just skipped Hydras altogether. So I like this transition by Fungza, because I don't think he needs to push in. I think as long as he can continue. Okay, he's just going to clean up the mineral line. Okay, somehow Fungza with his level 18 Ghostiness is just taking on the Corsair and anti-air just by itself. He needs to get the Archon there to really, really fend off the Mutalisks. And right when the Archon gets in there, the Mutalisks fly away. They just fly away right there. Okay. That getting her out of our chest right here. He has a good amount of High Templar. That is true. That he has a very good amount of High Templar. But the Mutalisks are going to go in there and snipe off High Templar, and that's the whole. Oh, that storm was perfect. And I mean, that's a whole nother reason that you might get Mutalisks as well. This high level play where you control isn't going to be such of an issue, where most players may combat that. I mean, these players kind of have mastered the control of this game pretty well. And that being said, that is so many High Duelists. I'm not really sure if Storm matters, or if it did, there would probably not be enough Storms. But this is what happens when you can get those High Templar type stuff, and or just deny the 4th base for that long. So this is a pretty one-sided, you know, ZVP at this point. But it shows how Zergs can win this matchup, and Feng Chao just leaves. Okay, Feng Chao just leaves again. But, I mean, that was a pretty one-sided game, but something you can learn from. I mean, as Zergs, you can ideally, you know, kill out, delay the 3rd base as long as possible. Get your SimCity up with like 3 Sungans. 3 Sungans tends to be a really, really good number against Zealot pushes, with a proper SimCity, of course. And Mutalisks have done, a good amount of damage. I mean, we initially saw, if you've been watching the CSOL, all the VODs that I've been doing, or watching with Chinese Cats, you've been noticing earlier on, maybe last week, in round of 8, Sai versus Feng Zhao, I think. No, not Feng Zhao. John Hoon. When he played John Hoon, that was a very one-sided thing. That was kind of when Sai got outplayed. Now Sai's out, but during that show match, one could see that Zergs can do very well with Mutalisks, and I guess that might be the reason why we see it used in China, at least, with this high level of play, at least. All right, people on YouTube, I hope you guys enjoyed this cast.